Hey guys, Saad here. In this video, if you own a catering business, I'm going to show you guys a super unique way to get more catering clients, both for events and corporate catering, without having to pay directly for those leads or without having to just rely on word of mouth or actually having to do guerrilla marketing, like actually build relationships, shake hands, which just takes a little too long. It's a little bit too slow. It's not scalable. And number two, I'm going to show you how to utilize your team if you have a team to make you profit every single day or at least 5 days a week, and even utilize them through the slow season or through the slow times during the week, so you're never really not making revenue or making profit within your business. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how most catering companies work, right? So they've got ads, so they're running Google ads, but typically it's word of mouth that they get clients from, and then it's basically relationships, right? People that know you, that you built relationships with, or you're just network marketing, and that turns into leads. They inquire about it, then you're like, hey, this is how much it costs, these are the weddings we've done, etc. Maybe you do a tasting, and then they tell you the date, you take a deposit, etc., and then you close the deal, right? So this is a traditional way typically to get more catering clients. The problem with ads is not all of these leads actually convert. Sometimes you can lose money. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and Google ads is super expensive. It's hard to run Facebook and Instagram ads for catering, and then word of mouth. We all know that word of mouth is probably the best, and the problem with word of mouth is it's just excruciatingly slow. Like, we already know your food's fantastic. Like, if you get more clients anyway, the word of mouth is going to grow, but like, just to solely rely on word of mouth, it's kind of like, it's just going to take a long time. And then finally, relationships. This is another great one. People know you, they like you, they want to do business with you, they tell their friends. This is great as well. It's just tied to your time. So, if you, for example, you want to take a vacation or you stop doing this, it's just, once again, completely tied to you. It's key man risk. It doesn't really work. Now, what we found is there's a new way to essentially get catering clients, and it's basically, you get leads, you turn those leads into money right away. Okay, so you make profit typically 4 to 5x on your ad spend, right? And this is infinite, like not infinite, but you can basically scale this to the moon. You can scale it to $100,000 a month, $30,000 a month. And what that turns is keeps your team busy. That's super important. You don't want your best team members leaving. So team busy. Sorry for my handwriting here. And then eventually what that turns into is a catering business. Okay. And these people, because they love your food, they've already tasted it, which I'll show you how that works. It turns into shorter sales cycle catering business. Okay. So for example, I'll show you a few examples. Like, this is a client of ours, catering and events. This is the sort of lead form that we make for them. We actually sell people on why your catering is the best catering that brings people together. We do custom meals, all occasion, expertly crafted, convenient, etc., etc. You know this. Stress less, celebrate more. We show some of the images of the catering events that they've done. Look at how nice this looks. I'm sure you guys have done similar or better catering events, but we want to show and tell. Sports, corporate's amazing, by the way. We all love corporate catering. It's just hard to get because they already probably have a business that's doing it for them, etc., etc., etc. Name, email, phone number, and then message, and they send the message, and then you call up the lead, right? Obviously, you can have more forms. Like, if you get a lot of leads and you want to start qualifying them, you can start qualifying them right here. And if it's also possible, they can call you immediately, right? So we want to typically leave the phone number somewhere if they want to call you right away. Now, what most people do is they try to run ads, or they try to get word of mouth, or to try to build relationships and send traffic right to this page. Now, everybody that is interested in catering may not be interested in catering right this second, okay? So what we want to do instead, guys, is we want to get them to pay for your food and try your meals through a business model called meal prep. Now, what do I mean by that, and why do I think that is so important for a catering business? So for example, Mikey over here that also does catering, or Jex, for example, or Sadia, like pretty much everybody that sells food does catering. Last 12 months, we've been able to add $245,000 in revenue, all the way from $11,000 a month to last month, he did $34,000 in sales in January of 2025 through meal prep. So basically, instead of sending traffic straight over here, we're able to liquidate ad spend. And I'll show you guys exactly how we do this. So this is his ads. Let's look at last month, for example. So last month, we spent $3,715 in ads. And these are the ads that we ran: video ads, New Year's Eve ads we're still running, CBOs, etc. They're just campaigns, and you can see the amount spent and how much it's costing us to get a new customer. And when I say new customer, it's not a lead, right? A lot of catering companies I speak to, first, if you don't know your numbers, you're kind of doing this blindly. But if you do know your numbers, you probably know that you're paying a lot for a lead. You're probably paying $50 or $100, $200 for a qualified lead. What if you didn't want leads anymore and you wanted actual customers that have paid for your food, and then you tell them about the catering, or you tell them about the catering simultaneously? At least you've liquidated your ad spend. So this is a free way, essentially, because, we spent $3,700 and Facebook tracked from that $3,700, we made an extra $15,471 in sales. Okay, so we're 4xing on ad spend. Okay, so this is Mikey. And then if we look at last month, for example, in total, between the customers that came back and the customers that came from the ads, he generated $34,000 in revenue. So he spent $3,700. He made nearly $34,100 in sales, which is like a 10x return, right? It's great. You can get 10x returns on ad spend with catering, but this basically liquidates immediately. You don't have to wait months or in the slow season slow down, right? And then the best part, guys, is so once we get a lot of these customers, they go to our customers tab over here, and we have 1,158 people that have spent money with us, like the amount spent, like $6,000, $5,000. So these people love us. Now what we can do is, because we have their email, phone number, and even their address, because, for some of these we've delivered the meals, we can email them, we can text them, and we can send a flyer with each meal prep order letting them know about our catering as well. And we can tell them how fancy our catering is. This is going to do two things. They're going to like your meal prep even more. They're going to be like, wow, this is an established company that also just does meal prep. Number two, they're going to be like, oh, wow, I've been loving their food. If I really like their meal prep, I wonder how nice their high-end catering is. And then you hit them with an offer that they can't refuse, whether that's a discount, whether that's a free tasting, whatever it may be. And then they go ahead and become a lead. Okay? So this is kind of the new way. So you spend money on ads, you 4 to 5x on ad spend, and then simultaneously, or eventually once they really trust you, you offload the catering. Now, remember, everybody that orders meal prep from you, these are individuals. Everybody eventually, like out of the 1,000 people, like even 1% or 2% or 5% have an event this year. That's a huge source of additional business that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. But if you really market to them, I can bet you at least 15% of these customers know somebody that has a catering event. Now you can do smart tactics like this. Hey, by the way, if you connect me with somebody that is looking to have an event and you think they would love our food, we will give them a 5 or 10% discount. So the customer is like, wow, I'm helping my friend, and we'll give you a month worth of meals for free. It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer offer, right? So they're definitely going to tell their friends, or we'll give you a $100 gift card, or we'll give them a $100 gift card too, right? So that's the key. With getting referrals, you have to make it a win-win for both the person referring and the person that's going to become your customer, right? It needs to be a win-win-win, three-way win. That's how you really get people to send you a bunch of referrals or a bunch of basically customers that are actually highly interested, right? Because they have to convert for everybody to get that $100 gift card, and they're incentivized to send you a high quality thing, and they're also trusting you. Like, they wouldn't have spent a couple $1,000s with you if they didn't like your meals. Okay, so this is like a no-brainer way to get more events. Like if you have a goal, you're like, hey, I want to do 20 weddings this year, or I want more corporate. You could also do corporate because, come on, these people work for companies, right? Not all of them own businesses, or not all of them are just not working. You could also send them an offer. Hey, by the way, since you like our meals so much, how would you feel if your company paid for your meals? We have a special offer. Send it to your boss or whatever it may be. Sometimes these people do it naturally. You don't even have to tell them if they like your meals. And we all know this. I mean, in any food business, the hardest part is just getting new people to try your food. Because if they do, they will naturally take the next step forward. Whether that's ordering more, telling a friend about catering, or even telling their boss, hey, like, I don't really like Sally's food that we've been ordering. I've been ordering from this meal prep company. Fantastic food, great prices. Do you want to try them out? And you can maybe even offer them a free tasting for their company that they work for, right? Send them a little catering order. It's worth it, especially for corporate people. Like almost never leave. The lifetime values on corporate clients is huge. Okay, so the key that we're solving for is we're solving for a way of acquisition that doesn't cost us money, but makes us money immediately instead of later down the road. And it's scalable, because this is a lot more scalable, because if you try to scale your ads for events, like unless you're getting a great return and you're able to collect that cash flow right away, like get people to do events right away, you're gonna be operating at a negative cash flow. This allows you to operate at a positive cash flow, allowing you to outspend all of your competitors. This allows you to become number 1, number 2, number 3 catering company. And then finally, the best part for catering companies, this keeps your team busy 5 to 7 days a week. So when they don't have catering, they're doing meal prep orders. So it installs another vertical within your business, okay, that allows you to generate revenue and profits without it being so seasonal, right? Because look at this, like last 12 months, obviously this company has grown from whatever they were at, but it's growing month to month, right? It's growing year after year. This is a brand new company, by the way. We started working with them in November of 2023, I believe. So from scratch, we grew them to whatever number they're at now. Okay. So from scratch, obviously February just started, but from $0 to 4,000, then 12,000, and then all the way, they did 12,000 January 2024, which was their second month. January 2025, 34,000 just in a year, right? So easily in 2025, by the end of it, they're going to be doing $50,000 to $60,000 a month in just meal preps, right? And obviously people love their food, because if we look January 1st to January 30th, 69% of the customers were returning, right? So obviously people really like the food. So it keeps your team busy, and then finally creates a baseline of revenue, guys, that you can depend on, that's consistent, because these customers are coming back. They're a bunch of individuals. You're not depending on that one catering client coming through, or those 3 catering client deals to come through to pay the bills, because you're a lot less you're basically less risky of a business now, because you're depending on 1,200 people. Like even if 5% dropped off, doesn't really affect your cash flows. And you're adding new customers all the time because you're self-liquidating ad spend, right? It just makes your business a little bit more cash flow positive, less risky. And I think the thing that catering people love about meal prep is, keeps their team busy, creates that baseline of revenue that they can depend on, allows them to get catering and events and corporate catering without having to directly basically spend ads for that, and having a whole sales team that has to create trust, give them tastings, etc. Or, obviously word of mouth customers are a lot easier to convert, but that's a little too slow. So if you're a catering business and you've been looking for more events, and you've got some sort of target for 2025 or 2026, whenever you're watching this, maybe adding meal prep is the no-brainer thing to do to get more, right? We get people to buy your meals, and then we send them to this page, and we're like, hey guys, we're really good at catering. You want to become a lead? And then they go ahead and send you a message, and then you know what you do best on how to convert them. It's your sales process. You've already got that figured out. We just want to get you leads that you didn't pay for, that paid you. See, that's the caveat here. You're turning the tables around. These leads have already paid you and are profitable leads. So even if you don't convert them, which you should, obviously, convert as many leads and, support them, but it's not like you're losing money on the leads that you didn't convert because they're still a meal prep customer. Okay. Hopefully you found this video useful, and hopefully you apply this, like the math just makes sense, right? And yeah, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I would generally answer those questions. If you have any questions, like if you want to learn more about the ads, you want to learn more about how we do this, if you like the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It really does help. We're just providing free value. There's nothing, I haven't pitched you anything. There's nothing to sell here right now. Just wanted to provide free value. So please like, comment, and I will answer those questions for free, or I'll even make a video about answering those questions. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.